Hello chaps, and welcome back to The Rising Knight. Now, enough dawdling, let's get right into it, shall we? Atazoth! Hi, Sayori. Sayori shoots me a big open smile while waving over to me across the room. In return, I wave back over to her, maybe a little less enthusiastically, however. So, Atazoth, you mentioned yesterday that you lost no decision by today. Does that make what Jacob said true then? The club stares in anticipation, awaiting my answer. Jacob wasn't wrong in anything that he said thus far, however. He could have at least been a little less abrupt about it. I suppose it wouldn't have mattered, one way or another. That'd be correct, if that's fine with you. Of course, we're always happy to have you in the club. Yes, I knew a join out of nowhere. Sarah wraps her arms around me all the while jumping up and down. Hey, I try to step away, but her embrace keeps me locked in place. Jeez, what's with this girl? Welcome to the club, Atazoth. Natsuki looks as if she wants to say something, yet keeps quiet. It makes me notice her awkward gaze before she finally speaks up. What do you want? Nothing? I wonder what's still up with her. They ended up talking to me for a little while before heading their separate ways. Natsuki and Yuri headed off to different parts of the room. Sarah and Monika are chatting amongst each other, and Jacob's doing his own thing. I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. After a minute or so waiting, I finally decide to approach Monika. Hey, Monika. Yeah, set us off. So, what are we doing now? Oh, right. Sarah and I have some planning to do, so I'll have some free time for now. If you need a book to pass the time, I'm sure Natsuki already have one you could borrow. I see, thank you. No worries. Monika heads over to her desk at the front of the room where Sarah's already waiting for her. Planning, huh? I wonder what for. Taking the seat closest to where I stand, I grab out my folder with my narrative poem inside. One short glance over it reminds me of how much I hate it. After taking a moment to scan for possible ways to fix what I have done, I ultimately give up. Aside from a few small tweaks, the poem ended up being just about the same quality as before. Guess there isn't much more I could do but rewrite the whole thing. Oh well. I placed my poem in one of the folder slots and lightly set it back inside my bag. Now what? I soon realized that I never brought the book I had on my desk like I thought. That doesn't exactly leave me with many options. Searching around the room, I'm reminded of what Monika told me before heading off. I look over to her and then to Natsuki. There's no telling how long Sarah and Monika will be busy for us. I suppose my only option is to ask one of them for something to borrow for the time being. Oh, the first choice. Okay, so I'll take a sip and decide on that. Cause, yeah. Okay, let's think. On one hand, we are more likely to read with Yuri, but making a nicer impression on Natsuki by accepting her interests could be better, but I have no idea what Atazoth will do. I'm not too sure. Oh, Jesus Christ, I cannot read. I'm not too acquainted with Natsuki yet, but I'm sure she has something unique to recommend. Besides, if I'm going to be in this club, I might as well get acquainted with everyone, right? Approaching the closet where she sits, Natsuki takes notice of me immediately. In response, she quickly moves her book just under the desk, hiding from my sight. As for why that's the case, I haven't the slightest idea. Hey Natsuki, I don't mean to bother you, but I was wondering if you had a book I could borrow to pass the time. Natsuki stays quiet for a moment, averting her eyes from mine. I don't have anything you would like. Why is that? Because you seem a lot like Yuri. If you're looking for super deep and convoluted stories, you might as well just go to her. Well, I enjoy my fair share of in-depth novels, but it's not like those are the only types of stories I'll read. I can be open to new ideas. She goes quiet once more, forcing me to remember the very small list of things I know about her. If I remember correctly, they said something about you reading manga, right? Natsuki's head suddenly perks up and her eyes widen. Looks like I guessed correctly. Yeah, so... I was wondering if you had one I could borrow for the time being. I already told you you wouldn't like it, and what if I do? I haven't read a manga before, so it's definitely a new experience. But this is a literature club after all, it only seems fair to at least give it a shot. Natsuki sighs, pulling up her book from below on the desk and allowing myself to get a look at the cover. It featured 5 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. Without a doubt, that's something I haven't really seen before. I don't think I can find the right words to describe it aside from it being exceedingly girly. Horrified girls. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Isn't judging? I could tell through the tone of your voice, there is no need to hide it. Sorry, the cover is just really vibrant? It's not something I've seen before at all.
I'll tell you one thing, Atazoth. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
In fact,
Natsuki walks into a closet, pulling the first book from a number stack of others.
I'll show you exactly why.
She flashes me the cover of the manga. And this is the same for the girls, in different poses and colors this time. On the bottom of the spine, I see the number 1. I go to grab the manga from her hand, but she pulls it away last second.
Not so fast.
Huh?
If you're going to read this, there's a couple of things you gotta know first. First off, you have to be very careful not to crease the pages. I bought this volume just last week, so I don't want you ruining it so quickly. Second,
Natsuki runs on and on about how and why I should be careful with other manga. This probably goes on for the next few minutes or so, or at least I think. I just tune her out for the most part.
you got that?
Yeah?
Good. You better remember what I said.
With the lecture finally over, Natsuki hands me the manga. About time. I take a seat at the desk nearby. Oh, right. You wouldn't mind if I sit here, would ya?
Go ahead. It's easier to see if you mess up my manga from here anyway.
Natsuki goes rummaging inside the closet as I flip to the first plate. She seems to really care about the preservation of these for some reason. I understand they're new and all, but it's just a book at the end of the day. Whatever, it's her property, her rules. Reading through the first few pages, I start realizing why Natsuki might be into this sort of thing. Keyword Natsuki. This story is filled with eccentric characters and unrealistic plot points, most of which I find very difficult to relate to. It's like some fantasy world where their greatest tragedy is deciding what to bake for some ridiculously niche event. Despite that, I have a feeling that she found enjoyment out of this through her shared passion for baking. Or perhaps she even picked up baking in response to reading this manga. As I read, however, I take note of one particular baking scene. Written inside a box at the top of the edge of panel reveals the full recipe for the dessert the main character baked. It doesn't just list the ingredients, but the specific amounts too. Interesting. I take mental note of the recipe before I hear Monika call out to the club room. Okay everyone, I think it's about time we share our poems with each other. Well, that was great. Remembering the page I left off on, I hand the manga back over to Natsuki. Here you go, all in one piece, just as you requested.
It better be.
She quickly flips through each of the pages, presumably checking for any signs of damage. Thanks for letting me borrow it, by the way. Natsuki continues to look down the manga, not letting flipping through the pages. It looks as if she has something to say but stays quiet. Something wrong?
No, I just... never mind.
Okay, if you say so. Natsuki will remember that. What do you... What? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? I did not expect that. That's... No. Spirit, please explain if you see this. I walk over to my bag, dismissing Natsuki's odd behavior as a shock that I was actually careful with her manga. That's when I noticed Monika approach me. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? I'd say it's more of a sad attempt, but yeah, I did. It's okay, Atazoth. When I first started, I found it very difficult to find the right inspiration. So I won't blame you so long as you tried your best. Right, thanks. Monika walks back to the front of the room, pulling out a composition notebook from her bag. I take notice of the others pulling out sheets of paper from their own bags, as well as which I presume to be their poems. It doesn't take long before I unenthusiastically follow suit. Okay, who's first? Obviously Sayori. We love Sayori. Aside from Jacob, I don't know anyone else all that well. I think it's best if I see what Sayori's poem is like first. This is really good, Atazoth. Is it? Of course. You sure you're reading the same sad excuse of a narrative poem I wrote? Don't be so harsh on yourself, Atazoth. I'll admit it's a little different from what I expected you to have written, but it's still really good. Oh, what were you expecting me to write then? Well, maybe something a little less creepy. I simply wrote the first thing that came to my head. It's not exactly a lie, but it's also not the full truth either. No matter either way though, the book I based it off fits my style as well as his. So it's not as far-fetched as you might write something close to this, regardless of whether I have read it or not. Are you sure it's your first time writing a poem? Yeah, sorry to say, but I'm not exactly the type of person to write stuff like this in their spare time. I guess you're right. But you see, that's why it impressed me. For your first ever narrative poem, you did great. Well, to be honest, I'm surprised you wrote one at all. Why is that? Oh, right. I can myself remember how ambiguous my decision was at the time. Almost forgot about that. Sorry about that. I never had any intent to mislead you all like that. It's okay. I'm just real happy that you wrote one. It reminds me how you're really a part of the club now. Yes, you're right about that. So, can I read yours now? Oh, right. Here it is. Thank you. I am very happy, Spirit. I will commend that you have custom poems. Because I'm not even a poetry guy, but like, it sometimes infuriates me when they talk about sharing poems and don't show at least one. Like, at least show either what the MC wrote or what the other girls wrote. one or the other, please. Or at least describe it a bit. You know? It's like, yeah, it's a part of it. Bloody hell, this is long. Mr. Bright Sky, the sun shines brightly in the sky without a cloud in sight. It's not raining, so I can come out and play. On this beautiful new day, I can't help but run down the street. Where the sun shines its light throughout the city, taking away all the rain clouds. Everything feels so right that it could only mean Mr. Bright Sky is up there today. I shout out to him, to where Mr. Bright Sky is waiting. Please, Mr. Bright Sky, please tell us where you've been all this time. With you, everyone smiles, everyone can laugh and dance and play their beautiful songs. So please, Mr. Bright Sky, why did you have to leave for so long? Holy bloody hell, this is long. I shout and shout above, hoping for an answer, but Mr. Bright Sky still wanted me why. I decided to shout once more with all my energy this time. Please, Mr. Bright Sky, without you there was only Mr. Night. He came creeping over, pushing boomerang clouds in front of the bright blue sky. Every day with you is another day without him. So I beg you, Mr. Bright Sky, please tell us why. Why you hid away for so long? Is it something we did? Did we do something wrong? It's okay if you can answer. We're always pleased to be with you. We're always happy when you clear the skies. Clear sky right now. Autism reference. Bloody hell. We're always celebrating when you're around, so it's okay if you can answer. As long as you're here today, everyone can smile at you. Okay, so Atazoth, literary analysis time. I presume this is talking about MC, well, Jacob, in this case, and why he left. So, what you think? It's very, I think for a moment, trying to find the best way to describe my opinion. It's very happy, that's for sure, though I can't exactly discern any other meaning behind it. At least not one that would fit Saturday. Slowly I realize how long I've been keeping her waiting. Oops. And I'm deciding to just say the first thing I could think of. It's very happy-go-lucky, but I thought it was good. How is it happy-go-lucky? It definitely suits you guys. Sorry if I don't have any useful criticism. It's okay, Atazoth. As long as you liked it, that's all that matters. So is there an inspiration behind it? To be honest, there isn't really an inspiration behind it. I just thought it would be cute to portray the feeling someone has when a sunny day finally comes after a whole bunch of rainy ones. No rainy day's fun after all. I suppose that's true. I don't know why I expected it to be deeper than that. Although it is sad after all, I doubt someone as happy as her would write about anything depressing. Oh yeah, how could that ever happen? Oh, please. Well, thanks for sharing, Sarah. Of course. Oh, by the way, what do you think of the club so far? It's certainly interesting. I still have a long way to go before I'm used to all this, though. You'll get used to it in no time, Atazoth. I believe in you. We'll see about that. Anyway, I'll be looking forward to seeing what you write in the future, Atazoth. Who's next? Let's go. The souk. We stand in silence as Natsuki looks over my poem. Eventually she speaks up.
Well, it's different from what I thought someone like you would write, but the quality's still around what I expect from a newbie.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me, but it's not like I said it was bad. It's just not that interesting to me.
So do you have any tips?
Maybe make a narrative poem that's less creepy next time.
Creepy? How is that what makes it bad? I know the poem wasn't all that great, but that's quite the feedback I was expecting.
Sure. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. I tried to add a story, but my idea fell flat, so I just ended up turning what I had into a normal poem instead. Or like you'll like it anyway.
She writes and lends me her poem. Why is it so long? Grow up. Amy was told when she got older all her fears would shrink. She was told when she got older she could live life the way she wanted. But now she hides under her bed, she's remembering the times life was good. The times wherein her insecurities didn't make her worry about what everyone around her thinks. My name's this, and I care about what you think. My name's that, and I care about what you like. It's also stressful to her. With what she is for listening to them, she used to play, she used to dream. Now she only cowers behind her covers even more. Remembering the times they laugh in her face saying, you need to grow up, you need to make money. I wish she could turn back time to the good old days, when life was good, when her mommy tucked her in bed at night, and she wasn't so stressed out. But maybe they're right. Maybe she just needs to grow up.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
It's fun.
What? Let's be honest.
I am? How are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because Yuri thinks the writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Same goes for everyone else in this high school.
Isn't the point of a poem to allow people to freely express themselves? I assume having a different writing style wouldn't really take away from the poem's quality.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it's hard. People don't ever take my writing serious. It can be really annoying sometimes.
I think I understand. Well, thanks for sharing, Natsuki. Poor Natsuki.
As long as you're willing to learn from a blow, I cannot read. You're free to check out some of my other poems too. I got plenty of others that are better than this anyway.
I'll keep that in mind.
You better.
Now we go on to the Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to have finished reading. How is it? Oh, sorry. I just forgot to start speaking. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Is it that bad? No. Sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice like that. I was just making sure. You're fine, Yuri. I knew what you meant. What was it you were trying to say? Atazoth, ASMR. Right, sorry. I just guessed that it might be after reading through it. There is a specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in the writers is, as Yuri talks on and on about her experience of new writers, I can't help but notice her demeanor change. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. It's exactly what I saw at the festival. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, learning by example and trying new things. I think I understand. Thanks for the feedback, Yuri. Of course. I do hope that everyone else in the club can give you a valuable feedback as well. Natsuki can certainly be a little bit biased. Biased? Well, never mind. Right. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Of course not. Holy app. Writhing. I step out the bar. Bloody hell. I sit atop my bed, a single lamp acting as the only source of light in the room. The gleam of the metal reflects into my eyes, and it reminds me. Writhing in my skin are wounds that just won't heal, when something endlessly pulls from beneath the surface, consuming from the inside out, controlling my lack of self-control. The lamp across my room flickers, becoming dimmer and dimmer until the only thing I'm able to make out is the object in my hand. Fear alone is how I felt, I'm sure of it, confusing what is real. Is this even my room that I'm standing in now? I can't seem to tell anymore. It feels as if the walls are slowly closing in, the discomfort pulling itself upon me as an endless distraction. The pressure growing stronger and stronger until it's just too much to bear. I sit beside my own reflection. Gazing deep into my own eyes against my will, it's haunting how I can't seem to find myself again. Reading through Yuri's poem, I start to notice her sneaking, worried glances at me every so often. It doesn't worry me at all, although I do wonder why she'd be worried. So far, everything about her poem has far exceeded my own, so I don't see why she'd be worried about me not liking it. But I suppose it is Yuri I'm talking about. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. As for Q, Yuri speaks up, confirming his suspicions. But I wasn't thinking that. It took you a long time to read. I was just ensuring I understood it, that's all. Sorry for the wait. Oh, that's a relief. I liked it, by the way. I'm sorry if I don't have any real criticism. The bashful smiles. It's fine. I'll be honest, I've never written anything close to a story before. Even this simple narrative poem was a little difficult for me to get down on paper. Why is that? Well, you could say I just find it easier to express my emotions through normal poems. Not that I can write emotions to that story, just... never mind. Well, thanks for sharing, it was nice. I'll take some of your pointers into account for the next one I write. Although it may be a while before I can catch up with you all. It's nothing, really. I'm sure it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'll be counting on you. Hi, Atazoth. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. Oh, by the way, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always open for suggestions. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I'm not all that well versed in literature, so I don't think I'd have any useful suggestions to give someone like her. But that said, I'd be much better off just going with the flow anyway. So, want to share your poem with me? Want is a strong word, but sure. Don't worry, Atazoth. When we first shared our poems, we were all a little embarrassed. But I'm sure you'll overcome that barrier soon enough. I guess you're right. I hand Monika my poem. I see. Something wrong? Of course not. You said it's your first time, right? Yeah, it is. Well, if that's the case, you're pretty good. Really now. It might take a while before you feel comfortable doing this, and that's okay. If I were you, I'd try experimenting with different styles, that way you can find one that suits you the best. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always be here to help you find the style that suits you the most. Right, thank you. Would you like to read mine now? Sure. Insane? I can remember it vividly the first time I was lost inside my mind. It was just a month ago, within the comfort of my own. There was something so pleasant about that place. My emotions could echo far and wide. It was like I was out of touch with the whole world. It was oddly comforting, that place. But there is something I always wondered. Could it make me insane? I doubt it would. The unnatural feeling was just too familiar to me. Like an extension of my own self. Every day I could be out there without a care. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Would it make me insane? I don't think so. It's no coincidence that I've been drawn here every day since then. That I'd willingly come back to this place. A part of me still holds this belief. This belief that I'm the one still in control. I like to think I am, but what am I really? In this incomprehensible space. Am I nothing? Am I everything? Am I insane? I might never know. I cannot tell if this is meant to be a nod to Monika's self-awareness. Like, she's not self-aware, but it's just nodding towards how she's self-aware in base game. Or if it's about her perfectionism. Or if she is self-aware. Because, yeah, I am not a poet. I have struggle meaning. Yes. So, what do you think? It's very abstract if that's the right word to describe it. I haven't seen something like this before. It's interesting. Thank you. I'm experimenting with a certain style lately. The question is incomprehensible, that is. It's a concept that I always found intriguing to write about, as I can dive into so many different perspectives on reality. I'd be lying if I were to say it hasn't been influencing my writing since I started the club. I see. Anyway, here is Monika's writing tip of the day. She starts motioning in front of me as if she were in front of some audience. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Is that a little over the top? Oh, I said it loud, didn't I? Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. It's okay. Oh, come on, Atazoth. That was a bit asshole-ish. Poor Monika, you can see the embarrassment on her face. She didn't deserve that. That is the one who suggests I give writing tips like that. If it makes you uncomfortable, I can turn it down, no problem. You're fine, don't worry. It was just a little unexpected, all. If you say so. Anyway, that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, Atazoth. Let's see. I share with Sayori and Natsuki, and of course Monika. That should only leave Jacob remaining. Looking up now, I don't see him anywhere in the room. Sayori. Yes, Atazoth? Where's Jacob? After we shared poems, I think Jacob said he was going to the bathroom. I'm sure I'll be back soon, though. I see. So heads off towards Monika's direction. You mean to idly stand by until Jacob's return. The wait isn't too long, thankful, as I see him walk through the front door just a minute later. Jacob. And, well, as we meet Jacob, seeing that we're over our allocated time slot for today, I shall end the video. I hope you'll enjoy the episode. Press like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.